What's good with YouTube? You already know. This is Big Flacco, ACP, a convict's perspective, man. I hope everybody's having a positive, productive day, man. Keep it moving, keep shining, and put forth your best effort every single day, man. So, before we go any further, man, I'm gonna need you guys to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, hit the like, hit the comment, man. All those things help support the channel. Now, once again, on this channel, this has been a common thing that happens every couple months. We get a couple of these in-house prison murders that occur, and we break them down. So, on April 21st, 2024, a death of an incarcerated person at Pelican Bay State Prison occurred and is being viewed as a homicide. Now, the victim is an alleged active Sureño. What was immediately viewed during dayroom activities was two individuals were fighting, Michael Chalanier and Joseph A. Quintero, right? They were engaged in physical combat. There was blood everywhere. Now, immediately, as staff were responding to this incident, medical staff were immediately called for assistance and determined Chandler had multiple puncture wounds. Life-saving measures were taken, and Chandler was transported by an ambulance to an outside facility where he was pronounced dead at 7:47, less than an hour after the incident, okay? Now, Michael Chalanier, right, that was an individual named, I believe, Listo from Southside, Chiques. I never say Chiques right, guys, so bear with me on that, okay? Now, as they were doing their normal DNRs, right, which is pretty much preserve the scene, do a perimeter check of immediate presence areas, right, they were able to find an individual named Michael Jones, right, who was near a cell occupied by Oscar Manzibales and Omar Azate. An inmate manufactured weapon was discovered during a search of the cell and its occupants. Now, Michael Jones, right? Black Southsider, okay? Common name, Michael Jones, okay? Him, Quintero, Manzibales, Azarte, they've all been placed basically in administration segregation, pending an investigation, which is all the normal procedures. These individuals, the victim was from Chiques, Southside, at that, Listo. You also had the individual Jones from Hollywood. The other individual, Monobas, was from, I believe, I want to say, a Cherryville, Sureño, right? I've never even heard of that. And then you had another one, I think, from Pico, right? The youngster. Now, some of these cats were all doing different time, right? But on a level 4 facility, right? This is what gets me, right? You know, very violent. There's too many people involved, right? So it almost seems like, first of all, you got to find out if that piece that was found in that cell, was that the one that these guys used? Now, there's no reason you can't really, from my understanding, from how I remember it, you should be able to flush a fucking piece, right? I know they used to put the baskets right, but if you break that motherfucker real quick, bend it, there's ways to try to force that shit to be flushed down. Maybe they tried to flush it, maybe they got caught up, but it says that it was found in the cell. Now, the dude Jones, right? See, the thing that maybe he was doing was basically observing, right? Observing the hit to see if he has to re-jump in, because the whole job was to take the dude out. But in the process of that, not only did he burn himself, he burnt the cell that was right there he was next to. Because I have a funny feeling, right? I don't know if this is facts yet, right? But I have a funny feeling that that piece that they found in the cell was probably the one that was used to take dude out. They know everybody got pieces in there, right? Level 4, that's Mando. But for this piece and these individuals to be taken out, they must have found some sort of evidence. So far, I'm looking at a lot of red flags as far as, you know, how these dudes fucking carried it out, executed it. Now, Jones has been down for a while. He's a J number. So he should know better. But then at the end of the day, some of these guys don't care if they get caught. When a job's a job, they do it. Now, the victim, Listo, he was sentenced to 21 years. He had an additional 2 years that was added on to his sentence. Jones, man, he's doing like 32 years. He has caught multiple cases, multiple stabbings that amounts to a lot of time. And all the other individuals have 29 years. One has a life sentence. Another one, I think, has another 27 years, man. So they were all doing a long time, right? And now, pending investigation, you don't know what's going to happen now. But I will say this, to have 4 individuals pretty much took into the hole, pending an investigation, for an alleged homicide, it's a lot of suspects in a case, right? Usually you're going to have the hitter, right, and then the dude that's going to come and fucking start to assault them. Apparently, I'm going to sit there and believe that both these dudes were both involved, in trying to attack him and take him out, because they only were able to see the one individual fighting one-on-one, but there was no knife or piece found in the vicinity where they were at. So I'm going to assume that Jones was to take the piece and have it flushed, and apparently it wasn't flushed. All I know is it was found out, or apparently him being in front of that cell led them to go and search that cell specifically. Now, they were probably going to search all the cells anyways if they didn't find a piece. That's Mando. And when something like this happens, right, this is what I don't really comprehend. These guys were going to have time to wash the piece, to flush it, to break it. They had all the time that they had to, to do what they had to do. Because I don't think that the guards are going to automatically, open that cell and search it right off top until they have everything under order. Then they're going to look where they need to search. By then, you should be able to have everything fucking flushed. Something tipped them off to go into that cell ASAP. So the one thing in warfare training, right? And, every group has their own type of ways, protocols, and whatnot, and how they deal with the removal, right? But for the Northerners, they're very similar to the Southerners. The Southerners, like I said, they'll put 2 or 3 on you just to take you out. The Northerners will do the same thing. But if there's an option for one person to get away, if you can execute the kill and have it done, and let one get away, that's always going to be something that they're going to try to seek. Usually you're going to have 1 or 2 dudes start to fucking book a dude, right? And after they're done booking, if it's on a yard, they're going to go try to have the pieces buried, broken, flushed, whatever you can do. And then you're usually going to have bombers that are going to come right from behind and start taking off on dude. This gives the time for the dudes that do the hit to get away. But see, now with all the, big homies that are out there on the lines, when a hit goes down, you better kill the target. So you're seeing more and more people get busted because, for one, there's fucking cameras all over these yards. When you do a hit, they're going to see the hit. Okay? They're going to see where you go. They're going to see what you did with it and whatnot. So now individuals, when they have to do these hits, they're going full force. The whole objective is to take them out when they remove somebody. So therefore, these hits are very, very vicious. Now, with everything going on in CDCR, right, currently there's been a lot of issues that have been going on with cell searches and with guards getting off with inmates. Now you continue to add on to the numerous assaults that have been going on. There's a lot of activity that tries to camouflage what's really going on in these prisons. All these killings are happening pretty much at almost the same prisons, like in a cycle. New Folsom, Salinas Valley, High Desert, Pelican Bay, New Corcoran, Calipat, right? And then every once in a while you'll get one like Corcoran, or you'll get one like Pleasant Valley or something like that. A facility that's just pretty much, you know what I mean? As well as the Kern and Delano prisons right there in Tehachapi. This has been, like I said, like an ongoing thing for the last 4 years. So when you get a new press release that there's a murder, it's like, wow, okay, another one. And it's all groups on groups committing these murders. Whether they're on the SNY, whether they're on the active, north, south, none of these hits have been a group hitting another group. They've all been people who are taking care of their own. Now, that's a lot of hits over the last fucking 4 years. For all these individuals to be murdered, it tells me that there's a problem here. There's a problem with some of the freedoms and liberties people are being given on these GP main lines. Maybe certain restrictions are being put on people. Maybe people feel they want to go against the grain. Maybe people are tired of being dictated. Maybe people are secretly trying to hide shit, such as freelancing or drug use or whatnot, because they know what the repercussions are going to be. I'm going to tell you something about the Southside card, right? Which a lot of you active Southsiders can confirm, and even inactive, right? When you sit there and make waves about an individual, bad paperwork or freelancing or drug use, and it's proven though, but it's based on the information that you pushed, you're going to be the first person that's going to have to be involved in doing it. They're not going to have someone that's going to sit there and complain and try to get a homie or camarada caught up, right? To have their life took. If you're going to be the sole person that's having that push and the one that brings the information, you're going to say, okay, you want to have this push? Go ahead, handle it. Deal with it. The North a little bit different when it comes to charges or someone that did this or did that, and there's a lot of fucking homeboy snitching. And what I mean by homeboy snitching, as far as within the North and even within the South, is certain homeboys will go tell on other homeboys for what they're doing to try to get them crossed up. The difference is, in the Southsiders, they'll have those that are trying to do that deal with the issue. With the North, that's not always the case. You have those that maybe have frontline status. You have those that are maybe aspiring to be a carnal, so they have to have that fucking murder under their belt. Like I said, there's a lot of different reasons why certain people are picked to do a pegada. You see these individuals, that, catch a pegada, catch a murder case and whatnot, right? Remember, there's someone that told for this homeboy to get hit. Sometimes it was done out of, personal, vendettas or dislike or, whatever it may be. But sometimes it's done by individuals that are just trying to fucking kiss ass to make themselves look good. And that's why I've always said and lived by this. If it's not a detriment on functions, why be the one to sit there and fucking throw someone under the bus that maybe could have their life took? A real soldado, a real person of whatever cause they believe in, is going to try to go get at that brother and fix the situation, man. And so, like I said, some of these murders that have been going on in prison could be based upon status, drug debts, or even disrespect. But a lot of it, though, are situations, from my understanding, from some of the cases that I've heard, that people have talked about, they could have been salvaged. They didn't necessarily have to go out that way. Ever since these guys have gotten out to the main line, it's like, almost like they're playing a game to make sure that fucking, one up each other. Okay, oh yeah, the Northerners just killed this dude. Okay, the South just did this dude. So a lot of dudes are not being given passes where years before they were given passes. Absolute power corrupts. Money, right? Power, control. Those are all the things that have been acquired on these main lines. And when you no longer have a struggle before you that's against any op or group segment, people are going to politic within. Some people just like the drama. Some people just want to be involved, and for whatever reasons, man. But people are losing their lives almost every day in California now. Prisons. It wasn't always like this. Before, you used to have individuals that would really look into people's cases and, try to make the best decision, and try not to make a decision based upon their personal dislike for the individual. Now it seems like, okay, what's going to be in the best interest of me, my pockets, and so what we got to do. And people act on it from there. Anyways, man, yeah, this killing happened on April 21st. I believe that was Sunday, man. And like I said, I think we're already in April, and I think they've already had a total of maybe, 9? Anyways, to the viewers that are listening to this, man, those that haven't gone to prison or have loved ones in there, man, pray for them. Try to be supportive. It's important that, we try to show individuals a different way of living. Life is life. Shit's going to happen, man. And I don't try to deny that. I'm a human being myself, So think before the choices you make what the outcome's going to be, man. Think about what's going on in prison nowadays. Think about, the lifestyle, the corruption, the betrayal. Is this something that you want to be around daily, on a day-to-day basis? And if you think going to the SNY side is going to be any better, it gets worse. So I hope, man, videos like this, man, that you see the real life situations where people are being murdered, killed, catching sentences. This is the kind of stuff that should deter you from wanting to make those choices that may end up landing you in prison. Because once you're there, there's no guarantee that you're coming home. That's it. I'm gone.